Silnika na razie nie ma, nie?
Are you ready to go, driver?
Ja zawsze chodziłem koło Korei Brody, te dwie bazy i było ok na oficjalu. I tam wyżej, tam właśnie koło Adamowa. I też było full. No, no.
Playlist unlocked. All clear for you to indulge in, driver.
No ja to mam wszystko, nie? To pozbierałem po tych trupach. Tylko bo ja wziąłem SK, Mosina i granatnik. Nie wiem, czy mam miejsce. No ja bym wziął wajdę, a ja życia, bo potem... Ja mam 3 bronie, no. I w chuj fantów. Saperkę nawet. Aktywacja. O, to jest to.
snowy sun, symbolizing the intense speed clash that awaits you. What do you think? This was generated by a cousin of mine. I'm not great with poetry, but talking to you about playlists, now that I can do. Motorfest takes on the colors of Red Bull, the most energetic brand in motorsport.
Tak rząd pozwolił, nie? Mają lepsze prawa niż ty. No ja wiem, no powiem ci, tego jest tu w chuj. I kurwa te bloki stawiają, kurwa nawet. Jak ogarniesz amunicję i giwery, nie ma żadnego problemu. Ja stąd kurwa nie mogę wyjechać. No fajnie by było. Szybko pod.
investing in iconic racing disciplines for decades, teaming up with most successful manufacturers. But they also sponsor more than 500 extraordinary athletes who represent the brand in their respective sports. We can't introduce them all to you, but our playlist host Becky
Nie, nie,
Evans won't
zbieraj.
meet some of them in
Tylko,
her
że
show.
jest mocno uszkodzona. Jak jest mocno uszkodzona, to ją
They're
wywalaj.
all specialists in the
No to się nie
various
opłaca.
motorsports you're about to enjoy. Meet us at our brand new playground at the summit of Maui, a world of molten lava and burning rubber. This one comes from my software. I couldn't help
To jest
myself.
do VSS-a, to ty chyba co masz. OSS 939 wali przeciwpancerny. I ten jeszcze wykyry też wali tym. Będzie ich dużo. No, będzie ich bardzo dużo. Co słyszysz? Nie wiem jak to. Nie, ja się wylogowałem, przebrałem się na inne konto. Jak się będzie coś działo, to się zaloguję. Muszę sobie inną giereczkę na razie. O, FX, no. Jest takie w ostateczności do obrony. O, giwerka. No. Ja przez dzień nie byłem, teraz to pod wieczór. Jutro chyba podobnie. Nareczka miłego. Ja jestem jeszcze. Jestem na innej gierce. Ale chuj. Motorfesta. Motorfesta tego samolotówka. Kurwa, jak mnie zajęła gościu. O kurde. A jeszcze muszę przejść na tego, na Gran Turismo na chwilę.
Becky's on.
No trochę ludzi jest, ale no. Ja byłem wcześniej, to też było.
Hi boys and girls, Becky Evans here. I'm joining Motorfest for this new playlist and I didn't come alone. Red Bull sets up at the summit of Maui on a playground dedicated to every possible racing discipline. We love it. In this playlist you get to become a pro
Dobra, no,
in
zbajo,
every
bajo.
discipline and find out which discipline is the best. Can a motocross bike beat a rally car? Can an AGP beat an aeroplane? It's up to you to take on the craziest challenges and answer the questions that everyone's asking. And I won't be the only one hosting this playlist. Motorsport stars will join us and give you all of their tips and stories. It's shaping up nicely. Let's go. Let's begin the Red Bull experience.
No ja może jutro strona jeszcze też będę, to jak coś to pisz na tacie. Bo ja też trochę mam.
The clash of disciplines starts now to get the full
No bo ja
experience.
tylko rano muszę tam pójść tylko do piwnicy z oporami zrobić z salufelgami porządek. No i potem powinienem być, albo nawet będę z rana nawet. To będę pisał. Tu na grupie piszę jak coś, dobra? Jak tylko będziesz wchodził na konsolę, no to ja tam będę miał czas, no to piszę, to powinienem wejść. No to dobrze, to w kontakcie. Miłego, miłego. No dzięki za gierkę, hejka, hejka.
Hi boys and girls, Becky Evans here. I'm joining Motorfest for this new playlist and...
What is next in line? This Red Bull playlist with a rally cross race. Let's see how the Ford Puma Hybrid will fare against other rally monsters, like the Audi Quattro, the Citroën C3, or the Focus RS. But before that, we take a look at Motorfest, the podcast.
Welcome to Motorfest, the podcast. Here, I get real with Red Bull athletes to tell us about the intensity of motorsports and the love they feel for it. And let's talk about Rallycross, which is the theme of the first playlist event. For the occasion, I asked two of the most exciting Rallycross names about their ideal car. Here are the Hanson brothers.
Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, Timmy, if you were to describe your ultimate dream machine, what would it be?
Something like, what they have in Pikes Peak, a lot of power, a lot of suspension travel, being able to jump really far.
Kevin, over to you.
Like really long suspension travel, so you can jump like crazy. Rebel livery, red.
Yep, okay, makes sense.
The car you're about to drive meets a lot of Kevin and Timmy's criteria. I hope you guys will love it. Oh, and to listen to the full podcast, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Just go to the Sounds of Red Bull track list of your music player. Enjoy the race.
Welcome to the Red Bull Playground, boys and girls. Becky Evans here, improvising as the voice of the playlist. Ray Waller, the official voice of the festival, is bedridden, but don't worry, he'll be back soon. I'll be commentating on what you see, and don't blink because things are going to happen fast. Drivers are entering a tunnel for the first time. Now they have to adapt their driving to the tarmac. It's a cross-terrain race, just like this playlist, mixing all the disciplines of racing. Timmy Hampton explained how essential it is to gather enough speed, keep the nose up, and land flat for a successful jump. Woohoo! Looks like this one. Listen to the podcast. Today, I see the Audi S1 EKS RX Quattro, the 2016 World Champion, has started in first position. But the big surprise, undoubtedly the Ford Puma Hybrid Rally 1, the brand's first electrified rally car. Last round, boys and girls. To prepare for our first speed clash.
For a first clash of disciplines. 2 disciplines, 2 paths. Choose your discipline and prove that it can set the fastest time. Becky, your turn.
Boys and girls, I'm super excited because we get to see the first clash of motorsports. We're staying in the dirt and you know the first opponent because we already saw it in action, the Puma. But for the second, you'll have to listen to my last interview.
Hi, I'm Robbie Madison. I'm freestyle motocross rider. I've done a lot of cool stunts. As a champion athlete and stunt performer, what does flirting with the limit mean for you?
To me, flirting with the limit is like being in the moment. When you're able to flirt with the limit, you're operating at the full maximum potential that you're able to operate. That's the pinnacle, right? That's peak performance.
And you guys, are you ready to flirt with the limits? Team Hanson or Team Madison? Which side are you on? The Ford Puma. Now you know better than anyone what this machine is capable of.
You're witnessing a real speed clash. The first one to the finish is the winner. Right now, the bike and the car are on the same course, but to keep things fair, they'll diverge onto separate routes, designed to let each vehicle work to its full potential. The course is about to split. Straight ahead for the car, right for the motorcycle. The KTM definitely has the advantage of airtime. She's much better at jumping. But the Puma can deal with asphalt and is more reliable on straights. Both have their strong points. Which one will exploit theirs best? No matter the vehicle, dirt requires reflexes, but above all, instinct. Making the right choices quickly is the key to surviving the race. Rally beats motocross. We've got our answer, boys and girls.
Dirt chapter is finished. We're moving on to asphalt vehicles. We start quietly, and I use big quotation marks, with a little warm-up ride on a racing bike.
Podcast studio. Listen to this, folks. What you're hearing is the sound of the KTM RC16 2022 version, and that's my guess for today. 4 cylinders, 1,000 cubic centimeters, 250 horsepower for just 346 pounds. Take a look at this dynamic marvel and get ready to drive in the time attack. Don't forget, when you're driving along the coast of Maui or the streets of Honolulu, you can listen to all the podcast episodes on the Sounds of Red Bull track list. Now, time to unleash the motor racing power.
Attention, boys and girls, this event can seem simple, but it's crucial for our driver. A time attack to test whether the driver can handle the next clash of disciplines. playground landmark, and no lie, it's definitely not safe. The RC16 is a little marvel. We had to wait until 2017 to see the RV KTM factory join the competition. The brand has won everything in other competitions, so it was time to see them take on moto racing. something unknown. It's an agonizing decision.
Clash of disciplines in sight. When a racing bike meets a racing car, it's a real battle for the asphalt.
For the next one, we'll put two disciplines in a head-to-head race and see which one crosses the line first. Racing car or racing bike? Which one is the best? Will it be the beautiful Ferrari 488 in its circuit version or the KTM RC16 that we all know has great skills? I'm leaning towards the bike. It's lighter and its top speed flirts with 224 miles per hour. It's the logical choice. But aren't we here to defy the laws of logic? Racing car addicts, it's up to you to prove otherwise. Better to bet on the standard we know, isn't it?
No individual forces today. It's a pure face-off on a circuit design for both vehicles. So I don't want to hear any sore losers complaining. May the best win. This evening, the KTM RC16 takes on the Ferrari 488 GT3. 600 horsepower for 2,777 pounds for the Italian machine, while the Austrian Stallion boasts only 270 horsepower, but for 346 pounds, not insignificant. Can both turn well at speed, but it's the exit of the turn and the entry into the next one that will be decisive. Of the course isn't a track. It's been specially resurfaced to provide a little extra speed. congrats to all those who bet on the racing bike.
Radio Flash. Hear all the insights on the world of racing on Sounds of Red Bull, the official channel of motorsport.
Hey boys and girls, I hope you can keep up because we're about to go hard with the elite of motorsports, the AGP. Cars that can easily go up to 220 miles per hour. And because we always want more in this playlist, we add boost gauges. It's going to be strategic. And as always, I did my homework and talked all things racing with a pro driver. You might know him, Yuki Tsunoda.
Could you break down what you feel your driving style is for us watching you on the screen?
My dad used to teach me a lot about braking. Definitely, I like to adapt braking. Recently, last two Grand Prix was a bit too much sometimes, and yeah, unfortunately, a couple of times went to the wall. You know, feels great when you feel the G-force. You know, with the maximum longitudinal G-force when you have nailed the great braking.
And beside braking hard, be focused at the start. It's decisive for the rest of the race.
Drivers are focused. The start is imminent. Let's go! A full AGP race, using boosts in the right place at the right time, will be decisive. Completely different race from now on. generations, RB13, 14, 18 and 20. 7 years of evolution from Renault to Honda engines. Between them, these four account for more than 70 podiums. Ultimate lap. Drivers, if you've got any extra nitro, now's the time to use it. Superb victory. Proof that RB AGP just keeps getting better and better.
You've just discovered the RB20. You can keep it for what follows, but you can also opt for a vehicle that's a little less earthbound. The choice is yours.
Podcast, guys. As you've seen, the playground is a motorsport paradise, but there's still a place that we haven't experienced so far. The sky. I was lucky enough to feature Luke Chapella, Red Bull Air Race pilot, famous for being the first to land a plane on the very tiny helipad 600 feet in the air.
I'd love to know more about the bullseye stunt. There's an attempt, and then the plane like bounces and you keep going, and I had a heart attack and was like, oh my God.
I almost got a heart attack on the first one as well. It took me like 650 practice landings before I went for the actual landing on the helipad. So for an athlete to come out from what I thought was a failure, but that was quite challenging.
So cool. The video is online. You have to check it out. The next race is the most experimental of the playlist. AGP versus stunt plane. Place your bets.
Extra! That's not just my reaction, but also the name of your flying machine.
Unsurprisingly, the AGP has the advantage on startup, but once the plane is airborne, it's a different story. If you're a Red Bull addict, you'll probably know that this isn't the first time an AGP and a plane have been put on the same grid. Last time, it was in a straight line in a drag race. turns if it wants to keep up with the AGP, which is much more accustomed to doing so. That's really exciting.
Let's try that again.
I'm sure you're familiar with the RB20 on the track today, certainly more so than its aerial rival. Stressed for 10G and capable of reaching 975 meters per minute, its size makes it the perfect aerobatic aircraft. Let's hope our pilot will give us a taste. We entered the second lap. I can't believe it. Neither of them wants to give up. This succession of turns is tricky. One more lap. A boulevard to pick up speed. I hope they haven't forgotten the turn waiting at the end. When it comes to speed, the AGPs play in a different division.
You've just discovered the RB20. You can keep it for what follows, but you can also opt for a vehicle that's a little less earthbound. The choice is yours.
podcast. This is the second time that Red Bull is loaning you the RB20. You'll start to make a Dutchman jealous.
Unsurprisingly, the AGP has the advantage on startup, but once the plane is airborne, it's a different story. If you're a Red Bull addict, you'll probably know that this isn't the first time an AGP and a plane have been put on the same grid. Last time, it was in a straight line in a drag race. Here the plane will have to make very tight turns if it wants to keep up with the AGP, which is much more accustomed to doing so. That's really exciting. We enter the second lap. I'm sure you're familiar with the RB20 on the track today, certainly more so than its aerial rival. Stressed for 10G and capable of reaching 975 meters per minute, its size makes it the perfect aerobatic aircraft. Let's hope our pilot will give us a taste. Oh boy, they're neck and neck. This succession of turns is tricky. When it comes to speed, the AGPs play in a different division.
One more clash to close this Red Bull playlist. This one is big. Confronting two disciplines is not enough. So Motorfest and Red Bull are offering you the choice of three. Which is the best? Becky asked our Red Bull athletes what they think.